Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Mr. CineMayo's Movie Chat. I'm here, Joe Mayo, along with Tom Hunyadi today. And
Hello, Joe.
hello, Tom. Tim Allen is not here today. He usually is, but it's Labor Day, September 1st, 2025, and he's at a barbecue, which is, I'm glad. I'm glad that Tim's out there and out and about and hopefully having a good time at a barbecue. He wasn't able to make it today. So I'm hoping that we can have some stuff. I know Tom's always got stuff that he can show or talk about, and that's good. I also gave a link to my friend Robert S. We'll talk about that. We went to see Jaws together in one of the screenings that I did. I did 2 screenings so far, with one more to come.
Ooh.
At least. And I told him, you could join in if you want, but I asked him the last minute. I don't think he's going to be here, but I gave him a link just in case.
All right.
Ollie Perry, how you doing? I'm lost with that little chap.
Oh, probably means Tim.
Oh, he's at a barbecue for Labor Day. Hello, good evening, as you say, James, and it's Henry. Hello, Henry. Robbie, how you doing? And Tom, right? Tim Tom, boy, that is incredible.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a little joke that goes around amongst us. We say, it's another live stream. We're going to do a movie talk, and we're going to discuss Jaws, and we're going to discuss Rocky. We're going to discuss the same old movies. Well, today we are going to discuss Jaws just a little bit. And I see, I got a shirt, and so does Tom. He has a Jaws shirt. That is way down there. That's as far as you're going to get from me.
Yeah.
You know what it looks like, everybody. You know what it looks like.
I hope everybody knows.
Oh, really? Woody Allen is with Bill Maher on
Are you kidding me?
I definitely need to see that for sure. Definitely. So anyway, we're going to talk a lot about Jaws. So we will. Strange, different question to you both. What don't you like about the film Jaws? That is a very good question.
Wow.
I am going to discuss that. Let's save that. Let's save that for when we get into it. And please remind me, somebody, because I'll forget.
Yeah.
I was going to talk all about this. How is Mount Clemens doing?
Fantastic. It's a beautiful day. It's sunny. It's warm. And it's still summer. Don't forget that. It's still summer.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, September. But anyway, Jaws. I was going to mention this. Jaws broke re-release box office records this weekend.
It was number 2.
It's not number 1. Yeah, it's number 2.
It's number 2. Yep.
Behind Weapons. Which nobody will remember Weapons a month from now, much less 50 years from now.
Weapons is a great, creepy little movie.
I'm sure it is. But today, everything's just like a hamburger, Tom. It's good way and then gone after it's good.
You're still eating them, though, right?
Different types of hamburgers. That's the same one. Hello, 50 Thunder. I used to live in New Baltimore.
So did I. I used to live in New Baltimore as well.
I don't know if I'd want to be in Baltimore now. Hi, Joe and Tom from Beetle Eddie. What's going on? Hello, Mike, a.k.a. Gray, 1951's media channel. All right, so everybody bear with us for a minute because, everybody's saying hello, and that's cool. That's cool. But just I want to get some Jaws talk out of the way, although we can indeed talk more anytime about it.
Right.
From that to the rest of the stream. Because this is 50th anniversary of Jaws. Well, June was. We're into September now, September 1st. And they made it a week where you can see Jaws from August 29th officially, although some screenings, like Tom saw, were August 28th. But they had it Friday the 29th till this Friday coming September 4th.
Yeah.
Here we go. Come on. What does shark like to cook? And is it nice to eat?
I've never cooked shark. I mean, I've worked in places. I mean, shark's not a very popular fish, to be honest with you. But here in the States, anyways.
Well, he cooked a shark, not the shark.
Not the shark.
All right. So anyhow, okay. So now hold your questions, please. You can ask. I hope you got Jaws related questions. We want to get back to Lila's Jaws question earlier. Okay. So now, Tom, you first went to see Jaws Thursday August 28th.
Yes.
And tell us about your interesting experience.
I know you find it funny, and
I find it sad more than funny, but
yeah. So yeah, I went last Thursday. I went to a 7:00. 4:00 showing, and I go in there, and lo and behold, the movie starts, and I'm the only one in the theater. So it was interesting. So yeah, I had the whole theater to myself. It was a 127 seat movie theater, and but the funny thing is, Joe, as I was telling you on the way home from seeing it, is I still laughed, I still jumped, so. I didn't need an audience to react in all the places that you should react in the movie, but it would have been nice. It would have been nice to experience, and who knows, maybe I'll still get one more chance because I've got Wednesday and Thursday off. Maybe I'll go see it again, and
Well, check the seating arrangement. That's the only good thing about the seat. I found a good use for the seating arrangement, pre-seating arrangements. You can see how if there's people in there if you wanted to go or not. Right. But again, I'm going to be pompous about it. I don't mean to be, but I could say, believe me, as somebody who saw it in the theater in the 70s many times when it was first out, and then in revivals when you get people that really like it, and now it's more like Rocky Horror if you know it. And you know where it is. It's really cool. It doesn't ruin the movie for you these days, because you know the movie pretty good.
Right.
Well, anyway, so Tom went then, and I went Friday. I went with my friend Anthony, affectionately called Anthony. Anthony and my girlfriend, and we went to see. You wouldn't know that by my video, but we went to see Jaws. We went to a 12:30 afternoon showing, and it was not very well attended. I would say maybe 15 people, something like that, Friday afternoon. So we had a great time. We saw it at IMAX. You saw it in the standard?
Yeah. If I do go Wednesday or Thursday, it'll be for an IMAX screening.
Yeah. We saw IMAX. It was really a good presentation of it. We had a great time. We met a couple of people there. I put up a video about it if you want to watch the video. And we just had a good time with it. And then I said, well, I really want to see it in 3D because I've never seen a movie in 3D that was not shot originally in 3D. Jaws was not made in 3D. It wasn't filmed that way. I know they had a Jaws 3D showing a couple of years ago that somehow it escaped me. I didn't get the memo. So I missed it. But now I had another opportunity. And my friend Robert S., who I mentioned earlier, actually left a comment on my video for the first time that I saw it. And he said, oh, now you really got me psyched to see it. I really would like to go today even. And I said, let's go. So we did it spontaneous, and we went. And again, I got to talk about the seating. Because, we looked at the phone. We got together first to get the seating chart arrangement. We said we don't want to be too close, don't want to be too far. I know people are sick of me showing it, but to me, when you're seeing a 3D movie, if you sit back, say you're sitting back, and this is the screen, and you see around the screen, the whole theater, you're not immersed in the 3D experience. If you sit close enough, not close enough that when you're a kid, sometimes you go in the front and you're like that. I'm not talking about where you have to look up, but to the point where the screen is kind of like that. It's your whole sight. Like you're not distracted by the theater.
Right.
It's pretty amazing. So we thought a sixth row was perfect because you can't tell by the chart how far are the gaps between rows, how far is the screen. So we said, all right, 6 sounds good. We get there, 6 was real far. And I'm like, no way. So we looked handily. We looked at and a lot of seats at that second show. Well, it was a good crowd. Second show, they reacted the second time to stuff. Oh, I liked it, but not as much as I'm used to. It's just the way it is. People also have seen it so many times. So anyway, and I said, oh, in the third row, which The idea of me sitting in the third row, and Tom, I'm sure, is the same because he likes the back.
Yeah.
Third row is like, that's way too close. But for this, it was perfect. But the only way I would have been able to gauge that, folks, is what we did. We went in there and sat there and filled it out. So there were 2 seats, just 2 seats that were there, empty in the center. Third row center. We're like, let's do it. So we move up there. And the whole time with those trailers are going on, and those merciless, never-ending trailers.
I know.
Looking at my phone, hoping that nobody takes those at the last minute. At the 7 o'clock show, this was a PM, 7 o'clock at night. So Robert even went all the way out of his seat to the box office and said, can we switch our seat? Can we change it so nobody will take them? Can we sit here and you open up our other seats back there? The guy said, I can't do it. I can't do that. So we got lucky. It's a long story, but we got lucky. It was really great. It was so great to see everything. It was like seeing, for me, the closest thing to seeing a movie new, because I've seen it 100 and something times or whatever. So to me, it's the closest thing to first viewing, because I got to feel like I was in the water at certain points, especially the opening scene. You're not used to the setup yet of it, and it's fresh to you, and you feel like you're in the attack scene with the girl at the beginning, and some things reached out. It was really great, and just the overall composition when the characters would talk in the foreground and the things in the background, 3D, 3 dimensions. Anyway, I like the titles. That's always fun to me when the titles come on, and the titles are like up there, and there's things behind it. The ocean is behind it. The titles are out there. It was really fun. And yeah, so I enjoyed it so much so that I'm going to go to one more 3D showing, maybe Wednesday.
Oh, you're going to do 3D again? You liked it that much, huh?
But what did you say? How much? Or
no, I said you liked it that much that you're going to do the 3D again. That much.
And it was my first senior discount too with Robert. The first time in my life I ever did this, because he just said, "Hey, I'm going to get the senior discount." I'm like, "Oh, really? I guess I could get that too then." It's first on my life. Jaws 50th anniversary 3D, my first senior discount in my life. I think that's an appropriate venue.
What's the age? What's the age for senior citizen?
Yeah, I was wondering because I think he's 68.
Yeah,
and he's older than dirt, so he's 68, and I'm 63. So it turns out 60. They went by 60.
Oh, really? Okay, because the grocery store here is 55.
Oh,
so
cool.
I got, 3 more years and I can get senior discounts at the grocery store.
Yeah. Yes, we had to wear the 3D glasses. They make them a lot better now than they used to. That's one thing I could say. They're not cardboard, the regular glass, plastic glasses. They go over these glasses, not a problem. It was really good. I'm going to show you some merch that I got. A lot of people have seen these on different channels. Maybe I've done, but let's just get it. I want to get it officially down here for posterity. I didn't get this on the showing. This I got a month in advance. I went to an AMC theater. This is the popcorn bucket. 3D. And it opens up and you put your popcorn in there. These were pretty sold out everywhere when I went to the movie screenings, I think. They're probably on eBay for like triple the price or something. So that's it. I'm not going to use it for popcorn, but it's a nice collectible. Then I got another popcorn bucket when I went to the first showing. Just tin can. I mean, I don't know. It's like, and I got this one because in the movie, this is one of the jokes in the movie. There's a sign like this, a billboard that the kids vandalize. So that's what I did. There was some here that had the actual shark on it, but I didn't get that one. I got this shirt. 50th anniversary on the side with this, aqua color, or what is this, aqua, right?
Yeah, sure.
Amity Island, there's the picture again, the girl before it got vandalized. Anyway, so I think that, oh no, it doesn't cover it. My favorite of all, Tom just took a drink, so I'm going to do that as well. From my Jaws, these are my favorite of all. Other than the shark head in this, I'm fine with.
That is pretty cool, Judd, right there.
And you know what? It's big too. It's like
Yeah.
I thought it was much smaller when I go in there. Let's have a little sip of water here. And this thing is really cool. This is cool. So it's the barrels from the movie. Excellent. And I think I covered everything. So now let's go backwards. We'll start here. Like this one. What don't you like about the film Jaws? Do you have some things or a thing that you could think of?
Yeah, this was one of those damn near perfect films, in my opinion. However, I've never been the biggest fan of the wife, Roy's wife. I keep forgetting her name.
You know what I mean? Gary. Lane Gary?
Yeah, the actress that plays his
wife.
Lane
Gary.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never been the biggest fan of hers, and you might disagree, but I don't think they've got the greatest chemistry, on-screen chemistry. Even though in the book maybe they've had some turmoil or whatever in their relationship, but it's not the case in the film. So we got to talk about the film when you talk about the chemistry. But other than that, no, I think, like I said, I mean, this is a damn near perfect film, and there's really no sore spots in the film, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. It's hard to find a film that's perfect. I think Jaws is one of the most perfect films, I think. But it's funny, I always said that. Even when I was younger, I thought if there was one thing I had to pick on, I would say maybe the wife, could have been. She's not really, there's not really much written for her anyway, really.
Right.
But what's interesting, not a lot of people know this, but I mentioned it somewhere. But I went to see Linda Harrison, who played the character of Nova in the original Planet of the Apes. I saw her in 1996 at a convention, and she was doing a talk, and she said she was up for the part of Chief Brody's wife in that movie now because she was married to Dick Zanuck. But Elaine, is her name Elaine Gary? I mean, I know this name I know this like I know Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss. Why today I'm not know last name's Gary? Is it Elaine Gary? Jesus, I know this name. I'm old. We talked about, but anyway, she wanted that part, and also Elaine Gary was Lorraine. Jeez, Lorraine. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Wow, that's like saying Peter Dreyfuss, and I don't know. Xavier Scheider, anyway, yeah, Lorraine Gary, of course. Wow, don't get older, folks. You got these brain farts. But anyway, be that as it may, but Lorraine Gary is married to Sid Sheinberg.
Yeah.
So she got the part. And I really think it would have been cool to have Linda Harrison, Nova, as the wife in there, but instead they gave her a consolation prize. They gave her another Universal movie. She got a small role in Airport 1975, which is a thankless role. You blink and you'll miss her. She plays an assistant aide to the character played by Gloria Swanson on the plane in there. She doesn't anything to say. I don't think she has any dialogue, maybe a line at the end or something. Anyway, so it's that's one thing. But these days I like Lorraine Gary in there. I'm fine with it, but if I had to pick something, but I could nitpick on a couple of little things, okay? Because I've seen this so many times, and this is nitpicking. It's complete nitpicking, okay? Things like when the leg of the person who sinks to the bottom, he's wearing a sneaker. There's some continuity errors where he doesn't have a sneaker when he's getting attacked in the boat. Things like that.
Right.
Little stupid things like that. One that I always jumps out at me now is when Robert Shaw as Quint is getting devoured by the shark. He's struggling and he's fighting the shark and he's wearing a bandana. And as he's struggling and moving his head back and forth, it comes off in the struggle. And then when the fatal chomp, when he gets his blood spews out of his mouth, he's got the bandana back on again. Little things like that. A few little continuity errors. Right. I can't say it's as close to a perfect film. And there's not many I can say are perfect. I think Rosemary's Baby is another one for me that say is perfect. But There
Also
you go.
think maybe like the opening credits could be a little bit more eventful too, but again, that's a little nitpicking as well.
Yeah.
But it's a damn near perfect film.
Yeah. All right. So let me just go back here. I'm going down again. Good evening. As a voice of Mr. Alexander in A Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
Mike Wall, Jasper.
Hello,
Can
Mike.
only imagine how many great roles Robert Shaw would have gotten had he lived. I think he died in 1978. I think it was. So,
Yeah.
late 70s.
Yeah.
I think he had a heart attack. He was driving his car and pulled over on the side of the road and died, I believe. Terrible. But Robert Shaw would say, "Here lies the body of Mary Lee, died at the age of 103. For 15 years, she kept her virginity. Not a bad record.
Not a record for this vicinity." I mean, and that is a scene that I do like, and I like seeing the wife run out of,
she's good in that scene.
Yeah.
She's getting all freaked out.
Yeah.
I mean, see, you got your rubbers.
Yeah.
I know all of that. Hooper, here's shark. Hooper, swallow. To have a cinema to myself would be a dream. It is 99% of the time, but I'm telling you, I come from an era where if they were behaved, if they were into it and they weren't rude, and I don't mean talking, chit-chatting over a movie where you can't hear anything. I mean The Exorcist with people screaming in the right parts, back when nobody was desensitized to anything, and it was like the idea of a girl abusing herself with a crucifix would be actually shocking, or whatever. Tom, did you have a Jaws popcorn bucket when you sat there on your own?
No. They didn't have the Jaws popcorn bucket, unfortunately. But I did get a bucket of popcorn. I did. Yep.
Man, you got screwed, man. You didn't even have a Jaws bucket.
Yeah.
I didn't see Jaws until around 10 years ago when it was playing in the theater, so I missed out all the 70s excitement. Good film. If it's a good film, get your ass there, for God's sake. I know you're somebody, Mike, that loves revival theaters, and we've talked a little about the type of talking in theaters that ruins the movie. That Mystery Science Theater kind of like goofing off and messing up and ruining the movie, especially old movies like we like. But if you can see it on a big screen, I'm telling you, it's so great with the ocean. I would say the ocean, the scope of it, you feel like you're out to sea. It's really good. Saw 3D Jaws, lots of fun. Found the bucket I wanted. Same one you got. All right.
Nice.
Uncle Paul.
Good.
Yeah, I think they did that already. So they found the original shark and restored it to new. I thought somebody did that. Or maybe it wasn't the original shark, but they redid it to look like it. Do you have to get the ticket at the theater when you go to that showing and sit where you want? Well, you can do that.
You can do that
if there are seats left. Hello, Kimber. What's up?
Hey.
I also use this seating chart to determine if I want to go to that screening or not. And, I told this story in my video the second time, the 3D time, it was supposed to start at 7, but with the half, I didn't start till 7:30 because of all the trailers. Right. So it went to 7:30 to 9:30. It's around 2 hours, I think, give or take a minute or two. And we get up, we turn around to leave, and there's these 3 little children sleeping in their seats with mom and dad. And I'm like, oh. I mean, I know they're little, but I'm like, they didn't see it. And then mom's like holding, when the kids are tired and asleep, and they put them over the shoulder and walk out of the theater. I'm like, oh man, you missed it. I don't know when they fell asleep. Hopefully, they got to see it at least up to the last 10 minutes or so. But yeah. I love the trailer before the movies, but you can't stand the advertisements before the trailers. It's too many trailers, in my opinion. Now.
It is. There's a thing called CinemaCon that happens every year in Las Vegas, which is just a convention for cinema theater owners and the executives. And the studios will present the films that are happening or that are going to appear in theaters for the next year, to come for the coming year. And one thing that the executives have been trying to convince the theater owners to do is to stop showing so many damn trailers.
Really, people don't like them. I know they're trying to get you to entice you to see the movies, but it's way too. And no exaggeration. It seems like 10 or more sometimes. Yeah. I mean, 2. All right, show 2. You know, and then after that, it's like welcome to Regal Cinema or welcome to
AMC. Yeah. So the problem is the problem is that it's false advertising. You're saying that the movie starts at 7, but it really doesn't start till 7:30. So now AMC has been starting to put on their website is expect the movie to start 25 to 30 minutes after such and such time.
Yeah, and you always get the people that, of course, get there at like a minute before the movie.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I remember back in 2015, my girlfriend can get like me. She's not anywhere near how I get pissed with things. But one time she got pissed when we saw Jaws. I think it was 2015. We were in a theater, revival of Jaws. And people are coming in. The movie is just really starting, the credits and everything. And there's people in the aisle looking for a seat or something. And or their seat, maybe the seat that they picked already. And she's got her phone on and she's going like this. Sit down. They're saying at the beginning of Jaws, and she's like, well, turn your phone off. How are people supposed to see? We're finding a seat. And my girlfriend yells out, get here early.
Yeah.
Which is right,
Yeah.
Can't take people. You don't have to get here an hour early, or a half hour early, but 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Things happen, I know. But I don't think this was an emergency. Just entitled people. I've always wondered what Quint eats when he talks. Are they like dry crackers, and why does he eat them often? I don't know. You'll have to ask him. No, I really don't know.
Looks like those little pumpernickel crackers.
Pumpernickels,
yeah.
Well, maybe
that's what they look like.
Maybe they're Danny's dog biscuits that Danny eats. I don't know. Bones, whatever.
Yeah.
Now I don't think this is true. Robert Shaw is completely wasted. I think he did it wasted once, and then later on, I just was watching the documentary, and I think Steven Spielberg said he wanted to do it again or something, and the second time, the next day or something, and he had it together, and he did it beautifully. That's what I heard, but maybe I misunderstood the story. But I heard that he was wasted when he did one of them. But I don't think the actual one you see is him wasted. I think he was on his good behavior for that one.
Yeah, but you can make the argument that experiencing something like that would, make you somebody that would probably, drink a lot or whatever.
I was 8 years old when it came out, June 20th, 1975. I turned 9 the following month. I was 13, so I was a good age for Jaws. Everybody remember, it's so hard to remember all these names. We have Robert S. We have Robert P. Wow. What's the other Robert? Wow, I don't know his name. Robert, I don't know your name. Robert, with the nice guy with the beard and the glasses. Robert M? I forget what it was. Another Robert that used to make videos a lot. Wow, how can I forget that? Anyway, and he says, believe it or not, in 45 years of life, I've never seen Jaws. And he said, but it's on Netflix. He says, so I might see it with my kids. I'm like, wait a minute. I said, are you kidding? Please take your kids to the movies if you've never seen it before. I thought he sobered up for that speech. He's wasted for the one they didn't use. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. It's a great speech, though. It's a great speech.
It works perfectly. And, almost every time I've ever seen it in a theater, and that's a lot of times now, people are riveted. They don't really talk during that. Yeah, Shark is still working. It's good, but but there's other good ones too besides that one. What did I like more? Jaws 50th anniversary, The Exorcist. Not even close. Jaws by far. The Exorcist, it just didn't do anything. And The Exorcist, I think, is one of those movies that I think is losing as it gets older. And that's because of the parodies, the making fun of it, and people laugh. A lot of people say they laugh at The Exorcist. They think it's funny to see that girl.
There's some comical moments. I mean, after you see it, one or two times, I think it does become comical.
Yeah, I think that's terrible. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, unless you're thinking of Richard Pryor, you picturing him on Saturday Night Live with some of the jokes, and it's a shame. But whatever.
Your mother sews socks in hell.
Oh yeah. So socks
Richard.
smell.
Yeah,
here I go again. But hey, it's funny when you say smell. So
yeah.
Hello, Richard. Going to see Jaws in the theater tomorrow? Yes, we going to get the senior discount. Yeah, I'm going to do it, man. I don't care. Did you guys eat while watching the film? I'm a person who doesn't really care about eating and snacking during the movies. I'd say my whole life, like probably 80% of the time, I never have anything. But for some reason, this was a special thing. I made sure I got some stuff. I got some M&Ms. I got some Junior Mints.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll get popcorn, or sometimes I'll get pretzel bites or a large pretzel.
According to Back to the Future 2, we should have hit Jaws 10 years ago. Oh, yeah, Jaws 19. Yeah, Spielberg talks about that in an introduction about thinking he'd never work again or whatever. But it certainly was worth it.
Yeah.
Yes, Sid Sheinberg, who Lorraine Gary was married to. I agree. I think Murray Hamilton was very good as the mayor. He's perfect.
Especially there towards the end when he was like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
When he was just traumatized. Great performance.
Yeah, there's so many good scenes in it. Like, you get to get like that. Everything, a scene like that. There's great scenes, there's funny parts, there's serious parts, there's tender parts. Yeah. They like the scene with father and son when the son's imitating everything that Brody's doing with his hands like this. That's a great little moment. Jaws is a great movie, but it's not Spielberg's best. I haven't seen everything, but it's the best for me that I've seen.
It's right up there. I mean, it's got to be in his top 5.
5 more years. I will not be there. I actually did see E.T. on some revival with my girlfriend, and nothing that lasts 5 years or so, 6 years. Oh, the famous deleted scene is horrific, but should have stayed in the movie. Now, which one are we talking about? There's a bunch of them. I don't think there's anything that I would have used. I mean, I've seen a lot of the stuff that's missing, and I don't think I would have used any of it. I was like, I'm forgetting a scene with some shots. Especially the stuff with Quint. Quint had like a helper, a sidekick that's with him, and when you know that if you watch the movie, you don't think he's got a sidekick because he's underplayed. Right. But when you watch the scenes where this guy's trying to deliver dialogue, he can't even speak. His like speech is garbled. The guy's never acted. He's terrible. Carl Gottlieb, the Jaws Beatles collection. What is Carl Gottlieb?
Connection. How about the Jaws Beatles connection? Carl Gottlieb.
What's the Carl Gottlieb connection?
I don't know.
Be with the Beatles. I'm drawing a blank. One continuity error that bothers me is during the press conference where Quint nails the chalkboard. The shot before the shot he drew isn't there, nor is he sitting in the shot he teleported. Oh, I think that works out good. I like that you don't know he's there. You know what gets me? I just found that people pointed to something I never noticed. I noticed a lot of little things, but somebody just said this, but they call it an error, and I'm thinking it's not when I explain. It's that when they're putting the cage together, when Hooper's going to go down in the cage, and they all start putting the cage together, and they're working on the cage, and you see Brody's got a shirt on, then he doesn't have a shirt on, then it's like he's taking his shirt off. And I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe that's supposed to take some time to put that cage together. In the movie, I mean, it seems like they do it in like 10 minutes or so, assemble that thing pretty hastily, but I never noticed it before. No, I mean, Jaws 3D, man. I can't even bring myself to watch that. Again, 3D. I can watch 4, Revenge, and I can watch 2, but
I
Jaws
don't think
2.
I don't think no. She's talking about the 3D TVs.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry about that. No, we're gonna have a 3D TV for one thing. I think. I remember watching Jaws 3D as a kid when it was on TV. I'd seen the shark breaking through the tube. Never left me. It never left me, but for different reasons because I thought it was really bad. And again, I was going around the dials yesterday or so, and I saw Jaws 2 was on, and it was a scene with Roy Scheider as Brody when he's getting fired, and he's trying to convince them that there's another shark out there, and he's got a photo to prove it. And they don't see the eye of the shark. That's all great. I love all that stuff. Well, as an adult, I'm really into the whole thing about Roy Scheider trying to convince people, trying to save his job, make sure they don't, and they want to fire him because he's shooting up a beach. He's out there getting crazy and firing a gun on a beach because he thinks there's a shark. That stuff interests me. But every time I see a teenager, I'm like, ugh, it just bothers me. I'm going to throw it away to a teen movie again. It just kills me every time I see a teenager. And I wasn't, when that movie came out, I was that age. I was 16 when Jaws 2 came out. I probably was about the age of those teenagers in the movie, supposed to be. And still I didn't like that. He grabs the machete. Yeah, that's another thing with the machete. He does do that. And I always wondered, when I first saw the movie, first few times, I remember there's a part in there where he's got the machete and he like slams it down on the edge of the boat, and there's a close-up of it wavering, as if like we're going to refer to this machete later. There's a reason why it shows you that shot. And I always wondered, why did they even bother doing that? Because there's nothing. But then I thought, oh, maybe that's why, because he's like trying to hack it with that same machete. Yeah, I don't know. It's hit and miss. It depends also, depending on what theater you're going to.
Right.
AMC Theaters, I think, has this. And, I mean, I don't know. And I think the Regal Theater has these. Well, also, I think I saw those both places. And the Regal Theater had this. So I don't really know. Yeah, that's a little mistake. If you want to, like, yeah, you can find all kinds of things like tiger shark.
What?
And then right after that, he's like, what? And then after that, he's like, put your head in there, man. Find out if it's a man eater. And all of a sudden, he's a tough guy. What happened? 1 minute, he was like a not so tough guy. He was like, next minute, he's like this tough guy. I was like, what was that all about? I just checked. The 455 showing of Jaws only has 4 seats taken. Joey, you're more popular than Jaws. Yeah, it's true. There's more people watching this than Jaws. I've never seen Duel. How about you? I forget.
Yeah, I've seen it once.
Turning this into an all Jaws show, but we'll get off it soon. We got time. We got nothing but time. Not really. I have all the seasons of Tales from the Crypt back there. I saw a bunch of episodes when it first aired, and I watched like 2 when I got the DVDs, and that's it.
I remember watching a few when they were airing on real time.
Yeah. Kids are sleeping because there are no explosions. City streets being ripped up. Superheroes flying through balls of fire. All CGI. I should imagine they were bored. For laughs, I went on the IMDb and I looked deliberately for Jaws, and I put the ratings at like the 1 star out of 10. Like, there are people there that say the acting sucks. There are people there that say it's boring. The shark is hardly shown. I mean, opinions are allowed, right? But boy, sometimes you could swear they're wrong.
Oh yeah.
Hey James, is Jaws better than 50 years later in IMAX? If that's how you saw it, I mean, of course, when I first saw it at the theater in '75, I'm 13, so I have a great memory of it. I would say IMAX is better, than I'm guessing than how it was, if that's what you mean, in 75. I mean, I can't remember exactly what it looked like. What? You're serious?
He is. Tom is a regular cinema goer.
Oh, that's
yes.
right. You're not usually here, Lila, for this, right? Yeah.
I have this thing. I'm on part of an A-listers group for AMC theaters. I pay $20 a month, and I can see up to 3 movies a week.
I don't want to be typical, but I think you're going to need a bigger boat. Is the one I like the best.
Well,
now.
It's the most iconic line.
Yeah.
But I think the whole, 15 years lost her virginity, and that's one of my favorite lines.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think like, you yell Barracuda, everybody goes, huh? What?
Right.
You yell shark, and we got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July. That's another line I like. Oh, man. And I used to like, I think I am familiar with the fact that you're going to sit and ignore this particular problem until it swims up and bites you in the ass. Yes. And again, that was hilarious in the 70s because, he said ass, it's not so funny anymore, really, because
and that's another great scene, too, with Brody and Hooper and the mayor, and they're both trying to convince, the mayor to shut down the beach, Yeah. That's really good.
Well, before we get to one hand clapping, the Man on the Run thing, that's going to be a film in the theater?
Select theaters.
Yeah.
Kind of like the way One Hand Clapping was a select theater type of thing.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be going to that same theater. I went to see One Hand Clapping. A guy turned up next to a pizza box that he moved, fidgeted with his meal, and stunk out the cinema. I would ban food from a cinema. Well, yeah, I don't. These dine-in theaters, and sometimes you have waiters coming over in the middle of the movie. They're giving you your stuff. I'm like, yeah. No, I don't think this is what happened. No, I don't think so at all. I mean, do you watch the documentary of the other one? It's just called The Making of Jaws, I think it's called, on the DVD Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I mean, he's acting too, for God's sake, and they're supposed to have been drinking, right?
Yeah. I mean, what was one of the things that he wanted for payment? Was a couple cases of was it apple brandy or something like that?
Sure.
Yeah.
One thing I've always wondered, in the book, the Jaws book, they definitely go back and forth they go home again. Mm. They don't just stay out at sea. They go back, they come out again, they go back, if I remember correctly. Here, I always wondered, there's no sleeping accommodations. I'm guessing, would I be right after seeing it 103 times? That maybe I should know that it looks like they go there the first day, spend the day, then it's night, and they have that thing with the singing and all of that. And maybe they don't get much sleep. Right. And then it's another day, and that's it. It's like one night, right? It's not multiple, 2 days, 3 days.
I think it's like it's probably like a 24-hour span. That whole
right, yeah. 24 hours.
I think 24 hours. That whole sequence is probably 24 hours or less.
I do zero ocean swimming. When I was a kid, I did constant. I was like Alex Kintner in the water. I was in the water all the time. I loved the ocean. I drove through the waves. I remember a few times, like turning around when the waves were going to crash. I turned around towards shore and started swimming with the waves, and it would get you in a curl. And there were a couple of times where I thought I was going to die, like waiting. That seemed never ending. That it was never going to stop, to the point where I could get out and breathe and hold my breath. But anyway, I and since Jaws, I mean, I went in the water. I wonder if I go in the water after Jaws. Yeah, sure I did. Yeah, we went in the water in 76 and 77 when Silly Love Song was big, and 76 and Don't Go Breaking My Heart and Turn the Beat Around. Yeah, I was in the water after Jaws. Oh, CineMayo's. Thing about it, Shark, he's got lifeless eyes. Black eyes like a doll's eyes.
Yeah, no, obviously the scene where they're all showing their injuries too or attacks is a fun scene.
Yeah, that got a laugh. There was a couple of giggles again, like they used to. I could remember all of the ones that did, but we'd be here too long from originally which ones got laughs.
Right.
But last night was the paper cup. It crumbles the cup.
Oh yeah.
Laughed at that. Some people catch on that when they're looking at the scars, and then Brody looks at his probably like an appendix scar or something. He's looking for a scar. I got a little giggle at that. The one when Lorraine Gary says, "Michael, did you hear your father out of the water now?" Now that gets a laugh. That's just great. It's just everything right on the note. And if you ever watch the Making of Jaws documentary, Roy Scheider talks about first seeing it, and he says he saw it at the Rialto, I think, theater in New York, which is a huge theater. He goes, they laughed, they applauded, they did everything we hoped they would do. And on the second screening, it did get a laugh about chomp some of this shit, a laugh, and then just before the shark came out, I was surprised. I heard a little laugh, and then a gasp. I don't know how that could be. People must have seen the movie already, but it was like Spielberg expertly did that. He discussed how he had a laugh because back then it was funny to hear shit. If you said shit, it was funny in the 70s, and then some of this shit, laugh, and then seconds later it's like no more laughing. I read the Jaws book a long time ago. Yeah, in the 70s.
If I ever find a good hardcover copy of it, I would pick it up.
It's worth reading for sure, and especially if you know the movie. But I definitely think this is a case where they really improved with the movies. It really improved. But it's a good book.
Cool.
You can do it.
I've tried. There's times where I can, say something, but no.
Yeah, Jaws did not win for Best Picture, and I was disappointed as a kid. But my mother took me to see One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which was great, and I thought it was so good. That might be the first movie that was non-horror monster movie that I thought was really great, and I understood why it won Best Picture. Hook is the best Spielberg. I've never seen Hook.
Well, you are in the minority there, Richard.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, Henry, because that's back to the question of what's some of the negative things. Some of those, he's not a very good actor. He's not, he seems like a local. It works. It works okay, but wait till those, I don't know the exact words. Boy, wait till those guys get out there, boy. They'll think there'll be some fun. They'll think it's not like he's like, just talking his lines like he's not. That doesn't sound authentic when he's reading that to me. When he's slamming into those rocks, boy. That part doesn't.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Right, Caveman. All right, I remember that now. Carl Gottlieb directed Caveman. Wrote or directed. I think he directed it. No, I don't. That's just my opinion. In my opinion, I don't think that's a good scene. That scene, deleted scene, the kid playing.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I watched the Blu-ray. Plus, it's all my movies are in storage right now. So,
did you know what the original introduction to Quint was going to be? And then he didn't use it. Quint was going to be in a movie theater. Kind of reminded me of Cape Fear in a way.
Oh, yeah.
And he was going to be laughing at the was it Moby Dick? He was laughing at Moby Dick and Gregory Peck.
Yeah.
Something about Gregory Peck didn't care for that too much, so they didn't use it. Something like that.
Well, I'm sure, Gregory Peck didn't feel like that was a scene to be laughed at.
Yeah. Tim, you want to come up here? Well, are you able to come up here? Let me know if you want to come up here. Well, you got the link. I sent you the link.
Yeah.
One of best film scenes is two guys hunting Jaws. Name's not Jaws. Stop that. hunting the shark, and then the jetty collapsed into the water. And then, yeah, that's a great scene. That is so great.
Yeah. The shark is not named Jaws, and the monster is not named Frankenstein.
Right. There's a scene at the beach for the 4th of July. I also don't think that Peter Benchley's cameo is so great, if you want to really nitpick. He's all right, though. He just needs to report it. There's a scene at the beach.
Yeah, before Tim comes up, let me show the stuff that I've gotten this week, and because I'm gonna have to leave.
If Tim's gonna come up, let's see. I can if you want. Tim
He just said he'll be up in a minute.
Yeah, he says I've got Sean. She says. She goes, I got Sean. Yeah, and there's a big Coca-Cola sign there. Yeah, and Jaws too. They promote Cheerios. You eat your Cheerios. Yeah, hold on. This is becoming a Jaws show. It's 50 minutes. Oh, hold on. Yeah. That got a laugh too in my theater. Supposed to get a laugh. Anybody eating this?
Yeah.
Tell me you're in shock. That gets a laugh. That's beautiful. If everybody really is into it.
That's after he gets slapped by the mom. Says you knew about it all along. Yeah.
The book was much darker. I'm glad they changed it up for the film. Yeah, that's a good scene when Quint beat the crap out of the radio equipment. I thought myself, they're really screwed now. Brilliant act. Well, today you can just whip out a cell phone. Hopefully, you can do that, which is good. That's a good thing about today, in a way. But isn't there a scene in the book where Brody literally starts beating Hooper and tries to kill him when he caught him sleeping with his wife? I'm trying to remember that on the boat. He confronts him. I remember that, but I haven't read it since like the late 70s. I didn't know what a lesbian was back then. I don't think, there's a scene in there where, okay, who was it then? If it wasn't you, if it wasn't my wife, who was it? Daisy Wicker, and Daisy Wicker's a goddamn lesbian. What are you doing? And then I'm like reading, like, what does that mean? He's like, and then I remember it says in the book, Hooper thought to himself, he knows Daisy pretty well. If he went back early enough, he could get her to confirm his story, like say it was her that he was with the other night, not Brody's wife. He thought, and I'm like, well, I don't know what that word means. All right, Tim is back there. What did you want? What's the plan, Stan?
I wanted to show the stuff I picked up
before Tim. Whatever works. There's a lot of good stuff here. Okay. Hello, Tim. You're just in time for Tom to show his stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Glad you could make it.
Yeah.
We've only got it till 1:45. Well, Tom's got to leave by 1:45, so
Yeah.
Let's do this.
All right. So I had a good week with purchases, starting last Tuesday. But I'm a huge fan of the Sword and Sandal films in the 1980s, and ones that I like it's called Deathstalker. This one is a double feature. It's Deathstalker 1 and Deathstalker 2, but it's Deathstalker 1 that's the better film. Deathstalker 2 is just more of a comedy now, and no original cast from the original is in Deathstalker 2, but they do use a lot of footage from Deathstalker to fill in the gaps for Deathstalker 2. So that's one right there. Another one, we got Scoop, the Woody Allen film. This is Kino Lorner released that, and kind of disappointing because all you guys theatrical trailers in here, there's no commentaries on this, so that's a little disappointing. One of my favorite Jack Lemmon performances, got Save the Tiger, again, Kino Lorber.
Mm-hmm.
But this is really good. Like this one. Couple Paul Newman movies. I did pick up Torn Curtain, the Hitchcock film. Not one of my favorites, but I love Paul Newman. So, and then the one that I've been waiting for a couple weeks, finally came in, and that is
Mm-hmm.
Bud. This is the one that this is imprint, and these are the ones that ship from Australia. So it does take a little bit of time to get those. So, but yes, Lila, but then again, you're taking a chance anytime you see a movie. Any movie you go see in the theater could be rubbish. Jaws could have been rubbish. But you don't know until you go see it.
Well, everybody was talking about it, so it wasn't rubbish.
Well, I'm just trying to make an example. But anyways, so yeah, I had a good week with purchases this week. So.
Okay.
Anyways.
All right. Well, this is a good one. Well, from Jaws too. It's just Blowfish. Jeez, it's just Blowfish. Yeah. So you missed a lot of Jaws talk, Tim. Maybe that was a strategy.
No, it wasn't.
Well, I'm glad you're able to make it. That helps us. Okay, I don't get the joke here, but we'll find out. We'll find out.
Yep.
Mary Ellen Moffat broke my heart. She should have slapped the mayor. Well, she didn't realize that. She thought it was just Brody.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's only. I have an answer to that. It's only an island if you look at it from the water.
Well, plus, you know what? I mean, he could have been desperate for a job, too.
I finally found out a line that I didn't understand. Lorraine Gary, it's the first line in the movie other than the part with the girl.
Yeah.
When they wake up in the morning, she mumbles something. This is summer. I'm like, why does it? Finally, he says, how come this? Because the sun comes in the bedroom. Yeah. How come the sun didn't used to shine? He says, well, we bought the house in the fall. This is summer.
Yeah.
I never knew what she said. The house in the fall. Bought the, Oh, I would love. I absolutely. I would love 2044. Come on, you think I want to be here then? I mean, Pulp Fiction. That's another one of my greatest movie experiences. When I saw that late at night, the first time it was out, I really loved that movie. I enjoyed the book. Paul says. Just watched the series on the original banned Criterion Bond collection. Let's just say the commentary is pretty loose. What are we talking about?
There was Criterion put out a few Bond films on when they were doing laser discs, and there's probably commentary tracks on them. So that's what he probably means.
On The Shining. Well, I don't know The Shining well enough. Why did maybe you guys do? Why did the hotel manager tell Jack about the murder? Should have kept quiet about it.
Yeah, just to add more suspense.
Yeah, there must be a Brody figure. Oh, that reminds me. I didn't. Well, I got to think.
The family is, or the estate, Schneider estate didn't allow it.
Who the hell's Schneider?
You know what the hell I'm talking
about. Well, that's what we do. That's what we do. Remember, you got me. I'll never forget when you got me for Twickenham.
Yeah.
I had to say Twickenham. Twickenham. Like, all right, you want to play that way, do you? And I also want to know if it's Glyn Johns, Glyn, or Glenn. It's Glyn. That's another one I want to know. Well, let me put it this way. Well, let me give my answer first because I know you know it better. First of all, I haven't seen the Scorsese Cape Fear in a long time, but I know that I really liked it. I want to see it again. But it's been so long. Gregory Peck seems like more easier going guy. Nick Nolte always seemed wrong for a role like that to me, but I like the movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. He's too tough of a guy.
Yeah, Robert Redford was originally attached.
Well, that I could see.
Yeah. That
I could see. Now, the question is Robert, I'm not saying this to tease you or anything, is Robert Mitchum or who's better? I think they're both great. I think Robert Mitchum was good, and I think De Niro was great, from what I remember.
Yeah, I mean, it's just different tones in the film.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the original or the remake is a little bit more menacing than the original.
Yeah,
And then by that time, you could get away with more stuff.
I think it's
You know,
too menacing.
yeah, I think the whole code system was breaking down by the end of the '60s. You know,
It is great whites for real, absolutely. The seeing a director doing a film attract you to watch it depends on the director. Woody Allen is a director that I'd want to see because if he directed it, maybe.
yeah.
Maybe Spielberg too to a good degree, but not every director for me. Depends on the movie.
Yeah, I mean, Scorsese is a director that I want to see everything with. I mean, even Francis Ford Coppola, I know that Megalopolis that he did last year was just a waste of time, a waste of money. I wish he never did the thing. But, I mean, because I cherish his movies so much, I still wanted to see it.
I'm a director guy.
You're a director guy?
Yeah. But I have to know them and I have to like them. But yeah, there's quite a few directors that I watch a film just because. Wes Anderson. I watch anything Wes Anderson does.
Yeah.
I don't care who's in it.
See, I don't. A couple of things I want to talk about with this. I honestly don't consider any of the Jaws sequels to be canon. Bruce the Shark's great grandson knows that Brody killed his ancestor, so he eats Sean and follows the wife. Gets really stupid. Even whether that was the intention or not, I think the movie Jaws: The Revenge can be watched without that thinking that way, because that's the first thing. Because I've said this before, I've wrestled with myself about this. It may seem to Ellen Brody, the character, that she seems like she's been jinxed, that it's a personal thing. But I don't think it's a personal thing. That's one thing. Another one I've been thinking about after seeing Jaws 100 and something times, the shark in Jaws is taking it personal. He's plotting things. He's thinking everything out. I'm like, how come that's okay? I know, because that's a great movie and we don't think about it. But the thing is, he's doing the same thing there. He's going under the boat. He's coming up. He's leading them into shore, leading them out to sea, or whatever, leading them out to sea. And he's doing all these things and tricking them and stuff like that. And they're confused by his actions and everything. So, maybe they do think it out. I don't know what this, but no, I don't think I don't think the shark in Jaws 4, Jaws: The Revenge, really, it is stupid, but in that regard. But I tend to think of it could be Ellen Brody's revenge, or this time it's personal to Ellen. She's taking it personally. This is going too far. My first, my son, my husband, my son. Well, Tim, hope you didn't watch that many things this week, but we'll get to it. Did you?
I watched my normal amount. I watched like 6 movies, but I don't.
Whoa!
I try to watch 6 movies a week. Just Sundays I can't, but every other day I try to watch a movie. So,
gentlemen, the officer told me to tell you that you're overcrowding that boat. Yeah, what do you care? Get out of here. Okay. Then can you tell me if there's a good restaurant or hotel on the island? Yeah, you walk straight ahead. They're all going to die. That was always a big laugh, too. Oh, shit. That's a good line. I like that line. I used to hate the water. I can't imagine why. I like that line. Robert Shaw reminds me of Oliver Reed, both classically trained, pretty hard drinkers in English. I'd imagine they'd be buddies. Oliver Reed. I don't know enough about Oliver Reed. I just think he was a real lush.
I'm sure they all know. You had Peter O'Toole in there. You had Richard Harris in there. You had what was the other guy from Lolita? You had put him in there as well. Burton was a big drinker. Mason, Robert or Mason. Yeah, him in there.
Yeah.
Well, Henry, I never expect you to be objective about Robert De Niro, but the thing is, I think a sleazy con man is one thing, but literally the devil. Well, if he's the devil, that's not good. That's a supernatural movie. Oh, come on, Lila, please. Also, at the end, when all the seagulls are feasting the blown-up shark, wouldn't that attract other sharks? That's the joke in Mad Magazine, I think. That's the closing joke, and when they spoof the movie, like all these other sharks come over.
But I don't think the other sharks would be quite that big.
I hope Elvis Presley in concert, Epic, is a good movie. You guys interested in going to see it? I'll see it. Right?
I could care. I could give two shits about Elvis Presley.
Why do you like that?
I could care less. I could care less.
You don't care about anything but Paul McCartney and Kiss.
That's it, man. That's it.
I love Elvis till he crawled into his first jumpsuit, and then my energy goes down quite a bit after that.
Come on. We're currently living through the death of the movie business. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's death by suicide. I mean, the theaters are helping, and the studios are helping. I mean, they're both killing themselves. It's going to be death by suicide.
Yep.
Stuntman's not bad. Peter O'Toole was fantastic. He was nominated for Best Actor for that movie.
Yeah, he was pretty good comedian. When he wanted to be Richard Dreyfuss. Verdict is a good movie.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Go. This is what they say about him with everything. Bill Maher talks over everybody.
Yeah.
It really is pathetic.
That's what he does.
All right. Let's take a moment now to. Well, wait a minute, Tom. You haven't talked about movies you've seen, have you?
Well, I mean, I did. I saw another movie last night in the theater, and that was The Roses, which was like a kind of comedy or a romantic comedy, and this was based off the book The Roses, which was in the '80s was The War of the Roses with Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner and Danny DeVito. And this one was this was moderately funny. The two leads had good chemistry, and there was some really good funny bits. I had never seen The War of the Roses. I was never really interested in seeing it. But this is a film like A Star Is Born that could be made like every 20 years for a new generation. Have you guys seen the original War of the Roses?
I think I might have seen it. Is Danny DeVito in that also?
Yeah.
I think I saw it. I
saw it once. I didn't love it. It's okay.
I don't remember a thing about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a premise. The happy couple kids. One gets fired from the job. The other one starts to have a successful career, and then both ignore each other in one way or the other. Then they just start going through the divorce process, and then they all then they make up. It's fun, but I wouldn't say it's a must watch. But I was in the mood to see a movie last night, so that's what I saw. The Roses.
You should have saw Jaws again, because Jaws beat The Roses in the box office.
It did. It sure did. Yeah.
Elvis didn't like Lennon, so that's a reason not to like Elvis. Not for me, it ain't. I mean, I like his music, even though I think when it came to that stuff, he was misguided. But
right.
Well, he was doing it all himself. Yeah.
Most movies. How come I can't place that word?
Well, are you seeing most movies? Yes, I did see it, and I think it is worth seeing. It is really creepy, and I mean, it is a little bit of a character development before it gets to the meat and potatoes of the film. But I think it was fantastic.
When you
it was number one movie again for 3 out of its first 4 months, first.
It'll be forgotten by next month, folks. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You talking about the Burt Reynolds movie, The End? Because I don't know about that.
I've seen it a long time ago. I don't remember it.
Okay, so Ruthless People was good. All right, Tim, let's now see what you're up to for this past week.
Okay, well, I haven't bought anything like usual. They did bring some stuff in for the first time in quite a long time, but nothing I was interested in, nothing at all. So but I have watched a few movies. I was in the mood to watch just a crappy, trashy movie. So I watched on Tubi Class of Nukem High.
Oh yeah. Well,
That's the first thing.
Yeah, speaking of Tromaville, I mean that's one of the movies I'm going to go try to see this week is the new Toxic Avenger film.
I trash modern films because I've seen a lot of lousy modern films going back for quite a while.
Yeah. What do you consider a lot? 5?
A lot over the past 30 years. A lot.
So anyway, it was much better than I thought it'd be. It was funnier than I thought it'd be, and I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. But I was shocked because a pre-Enigma signed Smithereens were in the movie, and that's what blew me away most. So I'm like, is that the friggin' Smithereens? And I'm like, it is. I was like, holy cow. Before they even had a record contract, there's the Smithereens. I was like, this is cool. So I enjoyed that. And then I've been watching Laserdisc, of course. So I watched the first great comedy of the 90s. I know that because it says so right there.
Well, first of all, I would say, what year did that come out in?
Must be 90 because
if it came out after My Cousin Vinny, that's bull. But I did see it in the movies. I like Steve Martin. What I remember about this is good. I enjoyed it a lot. Sarah Jessica Parker was really hot in that movie, right? Wasn't she really sexy?
I liked the woman that he liked, but I couldn't help watching it the whole time, thinking that they probably tried to get Mia Farrow or Diane Keaton and couldn't. So they got this woman because she was acting just like they act in every Woody Allen movie, you know, with the little slouchy hat and the short haircut and kind of confused. And I was like, yeah, that's but I liked it. I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. I don't have a lot to say about it. It's a funny movie, good movie, not a stupid movie. I don't like stupid movies.
1991.
And then I watched Riding High, which is better than I remembered it. This is a remake of Broadway Bill. This is Frank Capra in the late 40s.
Is that Bing Crosby? Who is that?
Yeah, Bing Crosby. It's Bing Crosby. And it's Broadway Bill is better, but this is a lot better film than I remember it being, actually, and I enjoyed that as well. But see the original. And then speaking of, here, let me do it in the order that I watched them here. I saw, speaking of Woody Allen, I watched Sleeper.
Is that a first view?
I think I've seen it a long time ago. And I thought it was okay. But then I watched 2 more Woody Allen movies, which I'll get to in a second. And with each one I watched, this one fell a little bit more.
I could see that now. That's the first Woody Allen movie I saw because it's more like a slapstick comedy kind of thing. Yeah, but I think other films are better than that.
It's just silly. And then I watched this, which Woody Allen didn't direct.
Oh, well, yeah, that's my favorite Woody Allen movie.
This may be my favorite Woody Allen movie as well. I thought
better than Annie Hall.
Excellent, not directing, just acting. He's really good in this. This I thought was great, and it's I'd never seen it. I always thought it had something to do with Casablanca or Hard Boiled Detective. Oh no! It just took the name.
Oh, that's one of my favorite
there's a
Woody Allen
character in it, but yeah, it's I like this. This was my favorite of the three I watched. And then I rewatched Zelig.
Yes.
Oh, you lost me there.
And you know what? I didn't think I would. I like Zelig better than I like Sleeper.
Yeah,
well,
that's top five.
A lot better, actually.
I'm willing to give that another chance because when I saw it in the movies, I just didn't want it. It was as dull as anything. I don't know if we walked out of it. We might have. I can't remember.
I didn't think it was dull at all. I thought it was great. I mean,
well, 21.
Woody Allen is a human chameleon is funny. I thought.
Yeah.
Like, this is a good premise.
Yeah, real funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's like a chameleon. Yeah. The change.
Yeah.
The only chameleon I cared about in those days was Karma Chameleon in the clubs.
And I love this on Laserdisc because I don't think the picture on this should be that great. I think it should be a little fuzzy and a little blurry because it's supposed to be a documentary from, I don't know when, the 50s, the 40s. I don't know, but to me, it should look like it does on Laserdisc. I'm glad I saw it on Laserdisc. So yeah, that's what I watched this week.
All right, well, it's a good slew of films there. I also watched this before I forget, which I've seen before. Cool Hand Luke. I watched Cool Hand Luke again when I used to work at the post office. I didn't know this movie, and something happened with me and the bosses there, and a guy who I worked with said, "You know who you are? Cool Hand Luke." And I didn't know what that meant. And I'm like, yeah, damn right I am. I didn't take if you're listening, I didn't take any crap from the bosses. I was always in the office. They always tried to finish me or whatever, fire me. It never worked. Okay. I didn't take any crap from those bosses. And I'm like, cool. Anyway, I watched it with my friend Anthony. And I said, Anthony, what'd you think of the movie when it was over? He goes, well, I'll give it 3 out of 4 stars. That's Anthony's all he's got to say about it. I really think this is a very fine movie. I was talking with Tom a little about this after I saw it. The thing is, I was watching this, and even though I know the movie already, I didn't. First of all, I didn't get into it this time. Sometimes you're in a better mood for a movie.
Right.
I wasn't as into it this viewing, but when I'm watching it, I couldn't follow a lot of the words because sometimes on these Blu-rays or DVDs, the way it's mixed or something, I'm like, I want the subtitles on. Like, I can't really hear the words that way. I gotta go real loud, and I was missing some of the dialogue. But I know the movie. I've caught it on TV a lot. Anyway, so that's pretty good.
Great cast too.
Oh yeah.
People don't realize that Dennis Hopper's in there. Harry Dean Stanton is in there. Obviously, George Kennedy.
Strother Martin.
In there. Strother Martin.
What we have here is failure to communicate.
One of the great movie speeches of all time.
Yep.
Anthony Zerby, however you say his name, has a role in there.
You know what I noticed about it? Last time I saw it, I don't know how that was been a while. I have it on Blu-ray, and I've never watched it on Blu-ray. I need to rewatch it. But I noticed there's some similarities there for now I can't even think of what film it seems like now I was gonna say The Great Escape, but maybe it is The Great Escape because doesn't The Great Escape he escapes and they keep bringing it to me. There's a lot of that going on, a lot of similarity with probably a couple of other films, where
this is before that though, right?
No.
That's after.
I think they're right around the same time. But yeah, there are a few escapes for Paul Newman does escape a couple times, but he's always brought back.
It's also got Ralph Waite in here, who's known as John Walton from the Waltons, the dad from the Waltons. It's also got Buck Cartelian in there, who I know as Julius the Gorilla from Planet of the Apes, the one in Doc Dacus's video that shoots the fire hose at Taylor. Anyway, so he's in there as well. Now, I got some comments that are pretty cool here. I think some of them I'm interested in. The point is people don't go to the movies anymore. Numbers down and theaters closing. Well, that's their problem, man.
Yeah, going to the theater is still, in my opinion, the best way to see a movie.
Amen.
Hands down. You know, and then the theaters closing, a lot of that, I mean, obviously it was COVID had a lot to do with that as well.
Yeah.
Tim, what happens on Laserdisc when the film stops halfway through? Does the film fade? Does it say now insert disc 2 or turn over?
It depends on the company. All three can happen. Most of the time, it just cuts where there's a cut, and then it ends and it starts over, and you get up and you flip the disc, and which I don't mind. I get up during a movie anyway most of the time. But some older ones especially have a logo and it says Laserdisc Side 1. And then when the last scene happens, there'll be a screen that comes up. End of Side 2, flip Laserdisc, you know. I mean, and it's a few just fade, you know. But I like them because some of them just start. Some of them you have to put the start button. But you generally don't get a lot of crap at the beginning of the movie that you have to sit through. And special features are at the end, and you don't have to look for them. They just play. And I like that, you know, just till the disc is over. And then, yeah, I like Laserdisc.
Talking about playing against Sam, the scene where Woody Allen has a date and he scratches the needle across the record and then wrecks his own flat is amazing. There's a lot of good scenes in that movie. Oh, are they still following us? Yes, they're following us. I better go into my fake limp.
Yeah.
You know, I like that. And when he makes a motion and the record comes flying out of the sleeve, the album, he's like,
yeah,
yeah,
flying out of there. Yeah, Annie Hall is playing against Sam too.
Yeah, but I like that the movie really turns into Casablanca at the end. I mean, it really sort of does, and I like that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, the fun line where he's talking to a girl in the museum, and he goes, well, "What do you do Saturday?" Yeah.
Well, I know. What do you do? What are you doing this weekend?
What's Saturday night? No, what are you doing Saturday night?
Unaliving myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing Friday night?
That is a great line, boy. I saw The Front and I remember liking it. It's a drama. Woody Allen.
I haven't seen it in a long time. It's on my list. I've actually got it pulled to watch in the near future.
The Front is about blacklisted writers. It's pretty good, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely had a failure to communicate. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh man, those boiled eggs. That scene with the boiled eggs and Cool Hand Luke make me sick. Ugh. Definitely. Paul Newman originally was asked to be Dirty Harry. Why do I feel like there was something else I wanted to comment on? Did I skip something? Wow. This here. The End with Burt Reynolds may be his best movie. Not to me. I might have seen it. It's a comedy, right? But I mean, I still think Deliverance is the best of what I've seen. And also, Sharky's Machine. I haven't seen that since the movie theater. That was pretty good. And I like
Sharky's Machine.
Nobody leans on Sharky's Machine.
No.
And also, Smokey and the Bandit for comedy. I like that. And the movie that his last movie, which I still recommend. There's a movie that I saw.
Boogie Nights.
That wasn't his last movie, but the thing is, they changed the title of it. It was originally The Last Movie Star or something. I think they changed the title to it. So that's what you got to seek out, boys, in my opinion. And remember, you can't trash modern films if you haven't seen any. I'll go along with that. If you haven't seen any, don't trash them. You know, how do you know?
I don't think you can trash any film till you've seen it.
This is true.
Children that trash black and white and silent films all the time without seeing them. You haven't seen them.
Well, when you get to a point where people, I assume they're younger, but you don't know that because Danny's an older guy, and Danny doesn't like old black and white movies. You can't watch them. So there you go. Well, you see some of those people saying Jaws is boring and the acting's terrible and you don't see the shark enough, and that sucks. You want to see the shark? I mean, come on, man. That's all part of the genius of the way it's suggested, the shark. Then when you finally get a look, it's a big deal. Oh, boy.
Well, those are the same people that wouldn't like Psycho because you don't see the murder.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the best part of the movie, that you don't see the murder, but there's a lot of people, they don't even show you anything. That's the best part of the whole point, People just don't get it.
Look, I don't want anybody to use this place. DVD, Blu-ray.
No.
And the great thing about those is they're dual layered, so that way it flips automatically, kind of in a way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's saying there are laser disc, newer ones, play both sides of the disc. You don't have to flip them. But mine doesn't. Mine's old as any. Mine's probably from the 70s. Mine's
Cannonball Run. Don't forget Stroker Ace.
Don't forget Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Yeah. Forget The Longest Yard. Fuzz, starring Burt Reynolds and Raquel Welch. Hello.
Maybe the worst Burt and Clint Eastwood movie of all time, City Heat.
Hey. Well, 85 minutes, so we can go soon.
Yeah, I gotta get going.
Yeah, you gotta go. And plus, I should having some dinner because I'm back on the routine of eating at a certain time now, hopefully. So we'll see how that goes.
And I'm not going to say a particular food group because I don't want you to blame me anymore for.
Oh, please! I got the strength of Hercules when it comes to ice cream. You're gonna eat that crap? That stuff will kill you. You're gonna eat ice cream?
Is that right? Yeah.
Get out of here! Ice cream? Oh no! I'm not interested in Rocky Horror. I know I'm not. Just not. I don't know why.
Yeah. Without an audience or anything, it's not a very good film. With an audience, it's probably a very fun time. But just
on September 6th, I've got an opportunity to go drive somewhere. I forget how close it is to meet Paul Williams, who's supposed to be a guest there. I don't know. I mean, of course, what I care about, there's a lot of things. Paul Williams is a great songwriter, and of course, he was in other, movies too. But of course, he'll always be this little orangutan at the end, Virgil from Battle for the Planet of the Apes, that says, whatever he says.
Could you put that into words which even Caesar could understand?
The role that Paul Williams was born to play. One more time, a little orange orangutan.
Could you put that into words which even Caesar could understand?
Oh.
Didn't he come out in that costume on the Tonight Show?
Yes.
Yeah.
But, like you see, years ago, I mean, I got like all kinds of actors who played in the Apes movies from the 70s and stuff. And, like I say, it's part of getting older. Do I really want to go all the way there just for that? I don't know. What else I got to do? I'm retired.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I think we'll wind this down now, okay? I'm glad Tim was able to come along here near the end. And, I'm glad that Lila made a show. We almost did this at 7 o'clock p.m., which, of course, Lila, you wouldn't be able to make it. But she has always had a lot of questions, which are interesting. So that's always good whenever she joins.
Oh, yeah.
And lately we've been going on earlier, like around this time. So this is like she said to me one time in some chat that this is the best time. Don't you understand? It is 4 or 5-ish p.m. around there, Eastern gets most people in before, on the West Coast and afterwards in UK. It's a good time to go on, but you can't always manage it,
That's right.
So all right, everybody. Thanks again. We'll talk soon. Watch some movies. Again, this is the last time I could say this on this stream. If you like the movie Jaws, if you've never seen it, get your ass to the theater. You have till Friday. If you like the movie but never seen it on a big screen, do so, please.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have another beverage from my Jaws barrel.